This dog is one lucky pup. Not only does he have an incredible owner who built him an awesome obstacle course in their backyard, but he gets to compete for prizes at a local dog competition. It all started when a man named Eddie wanted to get his dog Ollie more exercise. So he decided to build an agility course in his backyard, but it wasn't just any agility course. It was an incredible feat of engineering that would put any dog park to shame. The first part of the course consists of a seesaw that Ollie has to cross over. But the real challenge is the tunnel at the end of the rainbow. If Ollie can successfully navigate this section of the course, he'll earn himself a delicious treat. And boy, does he deserve it. Next up is a water feature that will test Ollie's bravery and determination. He has to cross a small bridge before diving into a pool of cold water. But with some positive reinforcement from his owner, Ollie takes the plunge and emerges from the other side looking like a true canine superhero. Finally, it's time for the grand finale, a massive ramp that leads to a platform 3 feet up in the air. With one final push from his owner, Ollie leaps into the air and lands on the platform just like a furry little Michael Jordan. And the crowd goes wild. But that was just the beginning. Over the next year, Eddie continued to expand and improve the obstacle course, adding new challenges and features to keep Ollie sharp and active. The two of them spent hours each day practicing and perfecting their routines, and their hard work paid off. They entered a local dog competition and won first place. Not only did they win bragging rights for the next year, but they also took home a trophy and a bag of goodies for their amazing performance. But what really makes this story special is the bond between Eddie and Ellie. They faced challenges together, celebrated victories together, and never gave up on each other. At first, building the obstacle course was just a way for Eddie to help Ollie get more exercise, but it quickly turned into something much more. It became a labor of love as Eddie poured his heart and soul into creating the perfect training ground for his furry friend. And Ollie was more than happy to oblige. He loved learning new tricks and impressing his owner. The two of them were inseparable, and their shared passion for agility soon became evident to everyone around them. Word got out about Eddie's incredible backyard obstacle course, and people from all over came to watch Ollie perform. It was like having a private canine Olympics in your backyard. Friends and neighbors would gather around, cheering and clapping as Ollie flew through the air, jumped over hurdles, and splashed through pools. It was during one of these backyard shows that Eddie had the idea to enter Ollie in a dog competition. He knew that his furry friend was up for the challenge, and with a little preparation, they could be ready to take on the world. So they hit the books, or should I say the dog biscuits. They spent hours each day practicing and perfecting their routines. Ollie learned how to navigate the course as quickly as possible, jumping over hurdles, weaving through poles, and even fetching items from a distance. Eddie was there to guide and encourage Ollie every step of the way. He knew that his dog was capable of amazing things, and all he had to do was believe in him. The two of them were a team, and they were ready to show the world what they were made of. When the day of the competition finally arrived, Eddie and Ollie were more than ready. They had put in the time and effort to make sure that they would be a force to be reckoned with. As they entered the stadium, Ollie's tail wagging furiously, Eddie knew that no matter what happened, they had already won by simply being there. The competition was fierce, with dogs of all shapes and sizes showing off their skills, but Ollie stood out from the pack. When it was his turn to compete, he took off like a furry little rocket. He zoomed through the course, jumping over hurdles, weaving through poles, and fetching items from a distance. He was so fast and agile, it was like watching a canine superhero in action. The crowd cheered and applauded as Ollie completed the course in record time. Even his competitors were impressed by his speed and agility. In the end, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Ollie was the best of the best. When they announced Ollie as the winner, Eddie couldn't help but beam with pride. His dog had done it. They had won the competition, and all the hard work and dedication had been worth it. As Ollie stood on the podium, receiving his trophy and accolades, Eddie knew that this was just the beginning. He and Ollie were going to continue competing, traveling all over the country and showing off their skills. But no matter where their journey took them, they would always remember that first competition, the day that a man and his dog took on the world and won. But that's not the end of the story. After winning the competition, Ollie's life became a whirlwind of activity. He and Eddie traveled all over the country, competing in dog shows and meeting new people along the way. Ollie became a local celebrity in his hometown, with people stopping him and his owner on the street to ask for autographs and take pictures. But despite all the fame and fortune, Ollie never forgot his roots. He still loved playing fetch in the backyard, going for walks in the park, and cuddling up with his owner on the couch. One day, while competing in a dog show in a different city, Ollie met a new friend, a beautiful German shepherd named Luna. The two dogs hit it off right away, playing together during breaks and cheering each other on during competitions. Before long, Eddie and Ollie realized that they had found the perfect match for their canine athlete. And with the blessing of both owners, Ollie and Luna began dating. The two dogs were inseparable, often seen playing fetch, going on hikes, or simply lounging around in the backyard. Their friendship blossomed into love, and before long, Eddie and his wife were planning a wedding for their furry friends. The wedding was a small but intimate affair, with only a few close friends and family members in attendance. Ollie looked dashing in a custom-made tuxedo, while Luna was a vision in white. The ceremony was held in the backyard, with the newlyweds exchanging vows under a chuppa, decorated with flowers and greenery. After the ceremony, guests were treated to a reception in the backyard, with food, drinks, and plenty of dog treats. There were games and activities for the dogs, as well as music and dancing for the humans. As the night wore on, Eddie and his wife watched as Ollie and Luna danced together under the stars. They were so happy for their furry friends, knowing that they had found such a perfect match. In the years that followed, Ollie and Luna's love story became a local legend, with many people in town talking about the adorable couple and their epic wedding. The two dogs continued to compete in dog shows, winning many trophies and ribbons along the way. But they also made time for what was most important, their family and friends. They hosted regular get-togethers in their backyard, inviting all of their furry friends to play and socialize. As the dogs grew older, Eddie and his wife knew that they had made the right decision in allowing Ollie to compete. Not only had he become a champion athlete, but he had also found a loving partner and a close-knit community of friends. Every day, Eddie looked at Ollie and Luna playing in the backyard and couldn't help but smile. He knew that he had created something truly special, an agility course that had brought joy and happiness to his dog and countless others in the community. And as the sun set on another perfect day in the backyard, Eddie and his wife snuggled up on the couch with Ollie and Luna. They had never been happier, knowing that they had given their furry friends the life they deserved, a life filled with love, laughter, and a whole lot of dog treats.